podcast.
Oh, hey guys. So it's been a while since we've done this whole thing. We've been here. Haven't been doing the Minecraft shit.
Yeah. I was about to say, things have kind of changed, but they're still the same.
Change? How so?
Well,
I have arrived with a noble steed.
Oh yeah, he's arrived with a noble steed over there.
Yep.
Also, the number changed over there.
Oh, is that 26? Well,
number 26.
Would you believe that? That is 26 weeks is half of a year.
Is that true, actually?
Yes, because there's 52 weeks in a year.
Oh,
this is
I don't know the exact number off the top of my head.
It's 52 weeks in a year. Everyone knows that.
No, that's not common information.
School before? Schoolboy?
I haven't.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your face.
Are you just slapping his ass? What do you do?
What?
You're punching him.
I was trying to knock him in the water for not knowing how long a year was.
Oh shit, I broke.
Okay. We're off to a great start.
So anyway, chat.
This is a great return to form here. Here, I'll take that. I'll get rid of it.
Wait, what? Oh shit. Yeah, I forgot where my. I'm sorry. I have my hotbar turned off. Well, I want it to be as immersive as possible.
Of course.
They don't need to see my health and stuff. So yeah. So it's been a while. Like you said, times have changed. A lot of things have actually happened since we were last here.
Indeed.
Like what's
world in
something
general?
you did, man? No, what's something you? Like for instance, what's something big that's happened to you?
I've ended a long-term D&D game. That's fun.
They're gonna say like you ended someone's life.
Yeah,
I thought
that
you were
too.
gonna say a long-term relationship for some reason.
No, I'm very
fuck
single.
you haven't. No, fuck you haven't, dude. Not since the ex-wife.
Not since the incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it turns out me ending a relationship and me ending a life are the exact same thing.
Yeah. Well, it could be. Speaking of that, actually, so I'm gonna be a father.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow, really?
Congrats, man.
I mean, probably not. But like maybe one day.
Wow.
You never know.
Good
Like I'm not
story.
not imminently, but I'm saying like it's a possibility one day that could happen.
Oh, I
This is
understand.
true.
Not that I necessarily want that to happen or I'm planning on it. It's just you got to keep the possibilities open.
So you don't want it to happen?
Well, you just never know whenever you're hanging out with your wife and the stork comes fucking flying to your house.
Yeah, and then he had to go. It turns out he delivered you the wrong baby, and then you got to go through Yoshi's Island.
No.
Have you ever? That's the story of Yoshi's Island, or Yoshi's New Island.
I fucking beat Yoshi's Island, the one for the SNES.
Well, did you beat the one for the 3DS?
The DDS? No.
Yeah, the DDS.
No, I haven't.
Well, that's Yoshi's New Island, and he has a big egg, and he throws it, and it turns out it's a
Don't
sequel.
fucking play that game.
Well,
Sorry,
I'm telling you. Do you want to hear the plot or not?
Not really, but go on.
All right. So it turns out it's a sequel to the original Yoshi's Island, and essentially the whole thing with the original Yoshi Island is that Yoshi accidentally, it was either the stork or Yoshi. He delivered it to the wrong house, and so he has to go through the whole thing. What?
I was just reacting.
Yeah, it was just
Do you
a bit
not
of
want
a
me to
shock,
make any noise? You don't want me to take my mouth?
Well, no, you were. Oh, I thought you yawned.
No. Is that it? Is that the plot? He fucked up.
Yeah, that's the plot. And then Bowser
Oh my god, my mouse is bugged out. I just spun so hard.
I saw that.
my new mouse, for some reason, it bugs out randomly. I think that's why it sometimes turns on in the middle of the night. My computer will turn on because it detects like my mouse is moving all crazy. And I just go woo across the it sounds like a fucking airplane taking off across my room. I just see that big orangutan orange.
Oh yeah,
that was a good time. That was a good moment.
Yeah, for context, for the audio listeners at home, which I don't know how or why you would know this, but Teach will randomly just change his desktop background to just random stuff, and he had it changed to an orangutan orange.
And it was like, "Is this real? Has science gone too far? Like, if true." Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think it was 3 a.m.
Yeah. No, I'll put the message on screen. It was super fucking late. I was trying to sleep early for once, and then that just I woke up to just a jet engine noise and that was the only.
Which early for you is like 4 a.m.
No, like 3 is early. 4 is like average, and then it's like okay. To be fair, last night I didn't fall asleep till like 7 a.m. But it's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
12 hours ago, so.
Yeah. Yeah, because we filmed these. We filmed these like at 7 o'clock at night.
We do most things at 7.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. So, yeah. You know, it's nice to have a real return to form like this, you know. Some things are the same, some things have changed, and it's just we're trying to chill out and have some fishing. You know what I'm saying?
What has changed with you, Teagues?
Well, I already told you I could be a father one day.
Okay. That's the future. What about now?
I guess that hasn't changed, because I guess that was always a possibility.
Yeah.
It could change, though.
It could change. I lose the possibility. That's
no, you get hit by a car. That's how it changes.
Yeah, I would because I would lose the possibility. If I get hit by a car and fucking die, I'm probably not going to be a father.
Yeah,
but that's fine because I don't really.
Most likely, yeah.
Actually, I think I'd rather get hit by a car than be a father. I don't really want to. I'm not really interested in that.
What about adopting?
I would still be a father. Are you stupid?
Yeah, but you get rid of a couple years.
Still, I don't want that responsibility. That's not my problem.
I don't want that on me.
I don't care about that.
It took me a second to understand what you were saying, Chu. I was like, why would he lose a couple years of being a father?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I don't know, dude. Fucking. You don't have to have that dilemma. You don't have to worry about being a father ever.
Yeah.
I know that fucking is never gonna happen to you. So anyway, Josh, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty alright, you know. It's the first time we've done fishing in quite a while. I'm pretty happy that we're doing fishing.
Yeah, we're fishing on the web.
Whoa! That's crazy. There's totally not another game that we could be doing that in if Chu would buy the game.
I can't play it.
Yes, you can. All right, Chu's drowning now.
So,
anyways,
so Josh,
I'm in the middle of finals week now, so that's pretty interesting. I have a project that I've been working on for a couple weeks now, where I gotta make a video. Technically, I don't have to make a video, but I chose to do a video, and
to that.
There was a whole horror story with actually getting the recording, but we won't go into that. What I will go into is the fact that I've got to learn DaVinci Resolve, so that's going to be pretty interesting. I still haven't done any editing yet, and it's due Friday, so let's hope I'm fast.
Yeah.
Wait, it's due Friday?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple. All I got to do is, like, cut the whole thing's scripted, so I just gotta listen back through and cut out all the stuff that doesn't work and have the cuts of the stuff that does work. And then I gotta put some images up where I like referenced certain images or passages of text. And at that point, I could basically turn it in and have the function of the project be done. I will be adding like stuff in the background because I recorded with a green screen, and I'll be adding like background music and stuff. But for the purposes of the project, really all I need to do is do a basic cut so that they can see my key arguments and my sources, and then put in the accompanying images. And that's all I would really have to do if I wanted to be lazy. But I'm planning to put it out on YouTube, so we're gonna try and be better than that.
Not lazy.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Yeah, I think you're gonna have a good time. I think it's gonna be not that hard to do what you're trying to do. So yeah. Now let me ask you guys something. Speaking of like car crashes and stuff, what would you do if you lost your non-dominant hand?
Use my other hand?
Like no, like what? How would that impact like your day to day? What are things that you like couldn't really do that much?
Most things probably.
Yeah.
Like games would be a lot tougher. Yeah.
Well, you probably could.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one YouTube channel?
But what?
There's that one YouTube channel about the guy who talks about like gaming without an arm. It's like Champutee or something it's called. It's a good channel. But anyway, it's like, you know, wouldn't that fuck you up?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Another point though, what is the legality do you think of having like a hook for a hand nowadays?
I think it's perfectly legal. You just can put a hook on your
it's just I don't know how like useful that's gonna be.
Right, but like does it count as like a weapon? Is there anything I need to be like aware of for having a hook hand?
Yeah, I was about to say unless it's sharpened.
Well, I figure you're probably gonna be fine if it's like in the United States.
Yeah, you're probably right.
If you go to the UK, then it's like they're probably taking your hand away.
Okay, but like follow-up question to that: what would you, if you lost a hand, what would you replace it with?
Oh man, well,
what would be your choice? Like, would you go with a hook? Would you go with like a claw?
What? Well, okay, what? A hook? There's not a whole lot of difference between a hook and a claw hand.
No, as in like a claw machine claw, like a grippy thing.
Oh, that would be interesting. I would want something that, well, because if I lost my right hand, I could still technically play guitar a little bit because I just need it to be like a pick, you know. But that would suck because I couldn't do the things that I want to do. So.
Yeah. I think I'd go with a stretchy, gooey hand.
Like, would you get a custom-made larger one, or would you just have a tiny one?
I would say probably a larger one, but I think it would be funnier to go with a tiny one. Don't worry, guys. I'll grab that one Post-it across the room.
Yeah.
Chew, you missed.
What?
Chew, you missed.
Oh, don't worry. I'll try again. Yeah. Okay, I think I got it, but it didn't, like, grab it, so,
Yeah.
So anyways,
what if?
I did actually have a topic that I wanted to bring up. I wanted to talk to you boys a little bit about game development. I've been thinking about it again recently. What are your thoughts on what's up?
Sorry, it's just like I've been thinking about that again recently. I thought that was like your thing, game development. I thought you were the game development guy. You're the guy who you like video games and stuff.
I do. I haven't like done anything with it since the start of the semester. One, because school, but two, because you got me into Toontown, and that kind of ate up a lot of my
I kind of ruined your entire life.
Why would you do that to him? He had such a bright future.
You can fucking throw pies at businessmen and shit.
Yeah, it's so much fun, Chu. You should play more.
Yeah. Dude, it's throwing pies at businessmen. That reminds me of a recent news event.
Like what?
Someone threw. Never mind. Actually, no. I honestly don't think we're talking about.
I don't think you're allowed.
But no, I did want to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on like game development stuff? To you, because I know you've dabbled in a little bit, but I was more curious to hear your current like thoughts about it all.
Who? Me?
You?
Yes, you.
I don't know, dude. I just fucking like doing shit. I'm
Fair
to the
enough.
point where I feel like I've gained a lot of the skills that are necessary to do game dev, but I don't know if I'm actually going to do game dev because I'm learning Blender, as I've said, and it's
Yeah.
really fun. Blender is a fun tool. But I don't know, game dev is cool, man. I have a lot of ideas that I don't know if I'll do ever, but I respect people who do game dev because it requires a lot of skills.
Well, indeed it does.
What about you, Chu?
I agree with that.
What about you, Chu?
I mean, I used to go to game development camps in high school. That's
Wow.
did you guys ever have that?
I can't say that I did.
Not my high
It
school.
it was essentially just a summer camp at what was essentially a community college. What?
Kidding me, dude. You're actually messing with me.
No, I'm not.
You said essentially twice in the same 5 seconds. Shut up.
Oh my god.
You're doing it. You're doing the. You're doing
I'm
what I
not
did
doing it on
bit.
purpose.
Didn't we do that as a bit once?
You're doing my bit. You're just stealing my bits.
This is just how I talk, man.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
So essentially, what you're talking about?
so shut up.
You're just.
Let me talk.
You spent 30 seconds just sighing, trying to get back on your train of thought. You're just.
Well, because I wanted you. I didn't want to interrupt you laughing at me.
Fucking, I don't care to interrupt. Why you don't have to interrupt. I don't care if you interrupt someone laughing. That's not like a words. Just talk.
Okay.
You were out of this campus.
So, shut up. So, at a community college, there was a bunch of things that were pretty much like a bunch of different programs. Because I remember there was a couple that I did. One I did that was stop motion Legos camp.
Oh,
I don't remember
that's
the
neat.
exact name of it. There was one that was like game development. I did a bunch of them, but it was all at the exact same community college. And
Cool.
that was the extent. And for some reason in high school, shut up.
What?
You're going.
Just keep talking. You're shooting
You're
yourself in the
laughing
foot.
like the dog from Wacky Races.
Just, I don't even know what the fuck that is. You just talk.
All right.
Go about your story, man.
Okay.
Josh is
So. Oh. No, he's back.
Oh,
I had to go
tell
get
your
a
story.
fish.
Oh, your thing went behind you again.
Tell your story.
Okay. So that was the extent of my game development because in high school I was just really into it, like Josh is really into it now, except I was not as good. And just so I did that for a few years. I met a bunch of people. They made fun of. I'm not even kidding you. They made fun of me, and I never spoke to them again.
Oh,
Oh, that sucks.
For some reason, the one memory I have from them was there was a movie that came out that summer, and I was talking about like, oh yeah, there's this movie that's coming out, and for some reason they didn't believe that it was a real movie that existed.
what movie? You just fucking.
I
stole
don't
my fish.
remember.
I did. That was crazy.
I genuinely don't remember, but I just remember I was talking about it, and they didn't believe that it was a real movie.
The Lego Movie.
Yeah, it was the Lego movie.
That was back in like 2013. You're not that old.
Yeah.
Wait, you could be. I don't know.
Maybe. Another one, it wasn't at the community college, but it was like a facility near the community college. There was a space camp.
Wow. Did you ever go to space?
Yeah, a couple times. They had this like
Oh, that's
space
nice.
simulator in which they told us we were doing a simulator, but we actually went to space. It was pretty crazy.
Wow. What even
But yeah,
was...
I actually have a couple space camp stories if you want me to talk about them.
I want to finish hearing about the game dev thing first.
That's the extent of the game dev thing. It was just
Like, what
I
did
did
you
that.
learn? What did you make?
I think I made a couple tower defense games from it, but it was very
that's
much
cool.
in the vein of like Scratch, where it was essentially already made for us, and we were just plugging things in.
Plants vs
I
Zombies.
gotcha.
What? Oh, Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a bit of controversy about that recently, actually. Apparently,
The mobile version.
yeah, they updated it, and so now you don't get all of the lawnmowers, which is stupid.
It was
What?
stupid. Because I
Yeah,
thought
it's
can you?
so
I don't
dumb.
think you can't even like actually buy the classic version on mobile. I don't think.
No,
Why not?
you
I
think they
can't.
they
It's
got
only
rid of
the
it.
free version. And they're making you pay extra for the lawnmowers that they took away.
Oh my god. Or like watch ads for it or something.
That's stupid.
It is.
man. Yeah. You know something? I've actually that reminds me of the there was a DS port of Plants vs Zombies, and it actually
Yeah.
was a pretty good port. It was pretty close to the original. It was just
Indeed it
extra
was.
pixelated. But yeah, it was basically the same thing otherwise. And they had like one minigame where you used the microphone, but yeah.
Like Mario Party DS.
I find it was so
True.
fucking weird some of the games that were on the DS because they had like Club Penguin on the DS. But, like, it wasn't
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
Club Penguin.
I think it was just a lot of companies were like, "Oh, this is the new thing that like that's gonna be the big hit and get our names out
Yeah.
there."
I mean, they had Pop Truck on the DS, and I never bought it, but I wanted to.
Good story.
I would see it in the
So-
store and I'd be like, I want to buy that, but not right now. Later, and then the 3
Maybe in the
I was too
future.
busy.
I had
Yeah.
the exact same train of thought as well.
Yeah.
But that's I wanted to bring up game dev because earlier at dinner tonight I thought about something that happened way back. This would have been when I had my like game design course a couple years ago. And I was hearing about someone who had taken the course the year prior, and I don't remember their name, but the game that they made was a really, really well made like Metroidvania game.
Hmm.
And it had so many cool graphical effects and was really well put together, and you could tell that there was a lot of effort put into it, but it was so relentlessly difficult. There was an oxygen meter and there wasn't a map, so you basically
There's not a map in a Metroidvania.
What?
I think he was working on it, but eventually had to scrap it due to like time or whatever. But here's the problem.
Yeah.
There are like it's a really big map, and certain parts of it are blocked off by keys. You already need all 3 keys to beat the game, but the thing is you can't go explore other areas without getting past certain like colored keys. So you need to find the right route and get that key to then progress forward to get the other keys, which isn't necessarily the worst design concept, but there's absolutely no direction about where to go or what to get first. And that wouldn't be so bad if you weren't like constantly limited in visuals, because it's like you're underground and it's really super dark. It is insanely dark and you can basically only see a tiny bit around you. Also, you have an oxygen meter that you have to keep up. Also, you only have 4 like hit points, and if you die, you have to restart the entire game from the beginning. And the enemies are the absolute worst
Oh my
things
God.
I've ever encountered in any game. They work kind of like boos. They're like these little bats, and if you look at them, then I'm pretty sure if you look at them, they like stop following you. But they can go through walls and through the ground, so they'll just come at you from throughout the entire map. And they are so difficult to kill. And there's one in like the opening corridor that every time, without fail, I would always lose at least 1 hit point to, because it makes it so hard to actually jump over because you can't even kill them at the start.
So wait, Is the game even fun?
No. But here's the thing.
What's the point?
I talked to my teacher about this, and I was like, I mean, it's a really well looking game. There's a lot of stuff in here that's really well designed in terms of the mechanics and everything.
What the fuck are you doing all the way back there?
There's no bugs or anything. It's overall a pretty well designed Metroidvania experience, but everything hampers it just a little too much. These are all really cool mechanics, but it's so relentless and unforgiving and difficult that nobody is going to want to play this. And my teacher said that he had told the student the same sort of thing, and that the student responded with, I'm paraphrasing here, that it didn't matter because the audience he wanted to reach were the people who wanted a tough game and were going to play it. And I'm just like, dude, this is a high school game design thing. This isn't even put out on itch.io. Nobody's going to find this, and even if they did, most people who are going to look for this aren't going to have the strength or whatever you want to call it to beat this. You're designing a game that is basically entirely trial and error, and you're like, oh yeah, people who want to beat it will beat it. But it's like, no, that's not what this. No.
Yeah. Well, I know. I think I've 2 Sigma.
I think from throughout the past 3 years of that course, only one person actually took the time to beat it, and in total, it took them several hours to learn how to route the entire thing just to get through it. And it's like, at least with a game like it's basically like a Dark Souls level difficulty of just bullcrap Metroidvania. And so even with Dark Souls, you'll at least know what you're doing, or a rough idea of where to go, and you can learn that fight through trial and error or whatever. But it's basically just learning. You learn the attack, you dodge, you hit. So I'm not really much of a fan of Dark Souls or any Souls game, but people who do like that are in fact going to play it. But here's the thing, that type of game already has a really wide reach. This random Metroidvania that's on a random webpage off in the middle of the internet is never going to reach anybody, and the people it does reach aren't going to be the type of people that actually want to play that type of a game. So what is the point?
Because I just don't get I don't get it, because okay, here's the thing. I would understand a little bit more if you put it on itch.io or something, but also it's the thing is with really hard games like Dark Souls or another one that's gotten popular, really popular in the last year or so, is Fear and Hunger. It's these stupid difficult games that you're not going to be on your first try, Yeah. But the thing is that there's at least some reward to beating the hard parts, because either you get some kind of mechanical award, you unlock something new, you unlock a new area or something, or you unlock more of the story and you get to learn more of that, you get immersed and stuff. With that, there's just no reward. It's just you win.
Yeah.
The thing is, I feel like there's a sort of similar thing with Bennett Foddy's Getting Over It, but that is that's a interesting introspective, he's talking to you as you're going up.
Also the game's actually has fun mechanics that are enjoyable.
Yeah. And also it's a game, a narrator.
Yeah, it's difficult, but there's still a reason to play it. The Metroidvania, you're just going through it to get all 3 keys, and then you go through a door and you've beaten it.
You have missed
What?
I was wondering why you missed 20 fish in a row. You can't see from up there.
I was gonna call attention to it after we finished talking about my topic. But yeah, I just noticed that you were slowly backing up while I was talking.
It's fine.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to put a fucking ankle monitor on you. Make sure you're not running out. Oh my god.
Anyways, but yeah, I don't know why he was like, oh yeah, I need to dedicate this to the real champions out there.
Because you're just not going to find that audience.
It was still a well-made game, but it's like, dude, there are so many ways that you could like adjust this even a little bit so that it would be so much less punishing. Like you could at least have certain like objective checkpoints or something, or you could make the enemies slightly less annoying, and it would be such a better experience that I would actually legitimately enjoy playing. But instead, it's just a slog of repetitive memorization and routing, and for nothing.
Yeah.
You know who could probably beat that?
Who?
Me.
Franco.
Franco probably would.
Yeah.
He would fucking waste like a stupid amount of time trying to do it though. You know?
What's wrong, Joshua?
You took my fish.
No.
Dude, can you play Franco has like 200 hours in Osu?
Yeah, I can believe that.
I can believe it because
literally anytime we were in a call and there was like a down moment, literally he'd open up Osu.
Yeah, I don't know why it became like instinct for him. But yeah, we can slander him all we want because he's not here. He decides to go.
I was about to say he might watch this episode though because it's a fish episode.
He probably will watch it.
He's probably gonna be mad that we fucking did fishing without him. I didn't tell him that we were gonna do fishing. He wouldn't.
I don't even know if we knew we were going to do fishing.
No, but I was like, we were thinking about it for a while because, like, man, it would be a lot more interesting. I feel like if we were doing fishing, it's fun. I like fishing in video games. I've never been fishing in my life.
Yeah,
fishing on the web even.
Yep, something I think is in our future.
Hopefully.
What are you looking at me for?
There's no. Just remind me of something. Yeah. Where did I put my phone, man? Oh shit, I'm going to.
Here you go.
Anyway.
I'm in a silly mood today. I don't know why.
Hey guys, I have a question.
Oh yeah, here you go.
Thank you.
So
I'm in a very silly mood. But that squid is dying.
No, you asshole.
What, did you think I manifested it by saying it?
Yes. I didn't see it until you mentioned it.
Boat there. You put the boat there. It was your murder weapon.
Yeah.
You could have broken the boat and you would have saved him.
Dude, that would be an insane, like, long-term murder goal. Like, I'm gonna put this boat here, so that way a fish will jump out and drown with air.
Yeah, dude. I had a little question.
Yeah.
Well, I had a topic that actually kind of relates to like several topics that have been on my mind. But anyway, I just want to ask. I've asked things similar to this, but I wanted to ask on a grander scale. What's like one or more like creative thing you want to do or like accomplish, like just in general and across your entire life? Like one thing that you want, one goal you want to have like done.
I have two.
Okay.
One is actually technically three, and two of which are collaborative.
Okay.
The first one is I want to. This is like a general like, and I'm hoping this is an expectation I'm putting on Josh. I'd really love to be like a creative director for a game you're making.
You want to be the ideas guy.
What do you mean by that? What is it that you
I want to help with ideas
You want to be
like
the
a
ideas
game
guy?
you're
Well,
making.
Josh programs and draws everything.
Yeah. Well, he programs, animates, does everything. I just want to
Honestly,
be the
that's
idea
fair.
guy.
Because like I can come up with good loose ideas, but I have a really hard time like actually figuring out what I want to do. Which is why there was that one time where I asked you, "What do you want to make, Teagues?" But yeah, that's
So yeah,
that's fair.
I want to help out with like ideas that you make, especially because you've
Yeah.
talked about how much you want to get into game development, and I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that one project you have been thinking about for a while.
You can. It's fine.
The creature collect. Josh wants to make like some kind of creature collector, and I've been just sort of throwing ideas at him whenever I think of them.
Yeah, like Dino Tours.
Yeah, Dino Tours, my greatest idea I've ever had.
Dino Tours. Yeah.
Yeah.
The second one, it's sort of collaborative but sort of independent. I want to make either a Twitch channel or a YouTube channel with you guys.
You better
Like
get on that
that's
soon.
great.
Cool.
You better
What's
get on
up?
that soon, boy. You better get on that soon. You never know how much longer you're gonna have.
Yeah, that's true.
You better get on that soon.
Yeah, I only have 7 days to live.
Well, you're getting old, so
Oh yeah,
you know,
there's
that
no
clock is
appeal
ticking.
for old people on the internet.
I have a question. If you did want to stream or make any form of content, what would you want to make?
I think it just if it comes to like streaming, I'd want to be like a variety streamer where it's just kind of like whatever I'm feeling like that day, or it's just most of the time I imagine probably like just chatting or just playing games and just chatting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like me.
Yeah.
Like you, like my favorite Twitch
You
streamer
stream
Joshua.
once every fucking year, Josh.
Hey, I stream like 7 times across a couple weeks.
Across a period of time.
Yeah.
And then you don't stream for a year.
A couple weeks out of the year, I stream every day, and then I don't do anything for 9 months.
Yeah. They're fun streams, though. I enjoy the streams.
It's just me sitting there and then you guys talking to me.
Yeah, but it's fun, because we get to hang out
It is really fun.
and just watch you do stuff.
It makes me
it's
think of
literally-
like because we're essentially what we're doing is we're talking in just a Discord VC, but Teagues and I are just typing instead of talking.
Yeah, it's like what we used to do when I was text based.
Yeah, you remember
Yeah,
those
and we give
days?
you the floor to talk.
Yeah,
What do you want?
is that a poem?
Yeah, Paul is looking at me.
I love how like angry you get at your cats. It's really funny to me.
I'm trying to fish, man. I'm fishing with one hand because I'm.
It reminds me of that one germ a bit of like, stop this shit at once.
Stop the shit at once. Yeah.
That's just your attitude towards your cats.
Yeah. Yeah. Except I like Oz. We hang out sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, the third creative thing I want to try to do is try to get into voice acting. I don't know. I tried it out once. I don't know how. I don't know how it's going because I still haven't heard back.
Uh-huh.
But I really had fun with it, even if it was like for an audition, and I'm hoping I get some kind of response, even if it's a rejection, because I think it's really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man. And I mean, you can't talk about this contractually yet, but
Oh yeah, I signed an NDA. So,
yeah.
put it like a 2-minute long Alakazam over that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you want to do, man. Those are the things you want to do.
You could do that, or it would be a lot more work. But you could Alakazam every single word.
Alakazam.
Dude, that reminds. I would. It would be so just. That would be so dumb. I just remember how like one time Franco said that he was like falling asleep to a podcast once, and I put the Golden Freddy noise in the middle of it, and he woke up instantly.
But yeah, those are three creative things that I like have thought about wanting to maybe try to get into.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I had like three different answers to one question.
No, you're fine.
The question was one or more.
Oh, that's true.
One or more things you want to do by the time you die. So
I want to at least make like one actual game that I put out and that exists where people can find it without me having to like directly link it to them all the time.
yeah, sorry, I wasn't. I think on screen it's just going to show this this desktop notification I got that says like this program I'm using is the trial has run out or something, and I just clicked off of it. You want it to be like a bigger game, not like one of these little projects you want to do?
Honestly, even like a little project, I would just be happy to put out there. A bigger project would be definitely really ideal, but the current goal is I at least want to put out something, have something to my name beyond Shark Cat that people can actually find and play and enjoy outside of like friend circles or whatever. And I definitely do want to include like people on what I make. So like I always welcome your ideas. I also always welcome Teagues' ideas, and of course, if it calls for it,
oh my god, that fucking
fist went over my head. But like if the style fits, I would definitely ask you to do music. And if I ever make anything with voice acting, I've thought about this before. There are a couple people who I would want to have do voice acting. Shu, you definitely be one of them. Teagues, you definitely be one of them. I think the main person, though, would actually be my friend Vince. He plays a ton of story games, and whenever he plays any story game that doesn't have voice acting, he voice acts every single character and absolutely destroys his throat all the time. But he's really good, and I would love to have him voice act something if I ever made a game that fit with voice acting.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You have
what
any,
about you, Teagues?
I was gonna ask Josh if he had like any general ideas for like the kind of game you'd want to make for like.
Oh, that's true.
If it could be like being as like you can be like a little more ambitious than realistic in this sense, because it's just like one thing that you'd like to do, just ever, not necessarily something that you will do. So I don't know if you have a particular idea, maybe.
Yeah, Chu mentioned the creature creator. Really, I want it to be in my head, it is as experimental and unrealistic as possible. Like, there's no type system, but instead, it's all based on, like, quote unquote logic. So, like, certain creatures or attacks or whatever will be specifically more damaging against other creatures and attacks and whatever. And it can be as simple as, this one that has a water move beats the one that's like on fire. Or it could be something as complex as I really don't know, but it wouldn't be like typing based. It would literally just be from one creature to the next in how powerful they are against each other. And there was like this whole like the whole thing is that it would be based around like chips, kind of like casino chips or like little tokens.
Tortilla chips.
And I've had thoughts about how to like incorporate like slight like not like gambling in the way of an addiction, but like some sort of like mechanic or something that I guess pays into that. Not something that like you would have to pay for, obviously, but like that in real world exists as a thing. And I've had a lot of different random creature ideas that I've sent you guys and talked about. Also, I've had a couple other ideas that are probably way more unrealistic. Like, I want it to be in 3D, and I want you to specifically be able to like. I want each creature to be its own like controllable entity that you can like move around in and play as, which is way less realistic. Even then. And then of course there's Dino Tours, which Chu came up with, which will probably be put in. It is an absolute pipe dream. The foundation of the game is that it is just whatever I feel like putting in, and it is a total pipe dream.
Yeah.
And that is like the entire point of the game idea existing in the first place. But you know, maybe there will be some ideas from it that I pull out and use for other projects or ideas or whatever.
Yeah.
So let's say hypothetically you had an unlimited time and an unlimited budget for this game. What, in your like most idealized sense, what would this game look like? Like how long would gameplay be? How would it, like you mentioned, it would, if it would be 3D, would it be like stylized? Would it be realistic? Like what's your most ideal version of this game?
So definitely stylized. I don't really know. It would be sort of like, obviously it's a creature collector, so there's gonna be similarities to things like Pokemon and Fossil Fighters and all that sort of stuff. I want it to be a lot more dynamic, I guess. Like I mentioned, you being able to control the creatures. I'm still of two minds about this. I either want it to be like you can send them out and control them in like while you're traveling around the world and like use them to like platform or get to certain places or clear certain objectives or whatever, but as the creature. Or I would want you to be able to control them in battle, sort of like a 3D fighting game. And I'm not sure which idea I would really want, because also I've had ideas where there's traversal mechanics that aren't linked to the creatures, and I've had ideas for battle systems that are a lot more similar to like Fossil Fighters, where it's very much just turn-based and position-based instead of like a 3D fighter. In terms of like overall gameplay, I don't really have much in mind for a story. I've thought a little bit about it, but not a ton. I mentioned like wanting to have like some small like gambling adjacent mechanic, but nothing that is required. And obviously I would have to play around with it a lot to make sure it's not like addicting, because I don't want that. I just like the idea of them being contextualized as like tokens and chips and whatever. What's up?
Did you just fucking snatch 2 items in one with your fucking hook?
I don't think so. All I grabbed was this bow.
No, I looked like I'm not. No. Well, I'm sorry, Josh. I gotta interrupt you real quick. It's that time of the day, man.
you know, it's that time.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Other than that, I'm not sure how long of a game I would want it to be. It really depends on how many random ideas I have that I want to put into the game and make work.
Oh my god, you fucking went missing.
What's up?
But I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe the gameplay, just that I can see it in my head sometimes. And it looks cool, but I probably won't end up making it.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked on your chest, and I was trying to figure out how to open it again. I was like, how the fuck did I reach that from here? But yeah, that is a cool idea, man. I hope that one day you get to do something resembling that, even if it's probably not, as ambitious. Cause
I might repurpose it into like a much smaller, like 2D sprite based, sort of like more original Pokemon type thing if I ever reach that point.
Yeah. But going back to like the original topic, I also have things I would like to do. A lot of things. But I'm just going to talk about the one thing that I've been doing lately. which is Blender, and the things I want to do with that, which it's not like my life goal, but it's one thing that I want to do eventually is I want to make like 3D animation stuff in it. I want to make kind of like a bunch of just like a bunch of like shorts, like short animations as like a web series, you know. With kind of like an overarching like little story, I guess. Because it's kind of like in this little world that I came up with when I was a kid. Because I have a number of those I've like talked about to you guys in private.
Yeah.
One of them I was working on a game for, and then I stopped. This is a different one. It was like this one's like kind of like a more like dark or like kind of slightly gothic fantasy type thing.
Ooh, okay.
And I wanted it to be kind of like more of a surreal type of like fantasy, you know, because I wanted to do it where I wanted to do like a low poly aesthetic, you know, but not to the point of being like PS1 graphics, because that's what I was talking about with you the other day.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
About just kind of my ideas for like the things I want to make, and yeah, that's I want to do that, and that does relate back to like the whole voice acting thing, because like I don't want to get too ambitious with it. I don't know what exactly I'm going to do with it because I'm still just very much learning. But if there is a voice acting, I will definitely talk to you guys about it, because that was kind of like one of my first thoughts. Is I don't know, I just I kind of like that, and I know I think it just like voice acting is interesting to me just from like the background of acting, because I think like if I was going to give something to people to voice act, I would definitely like I want to be very clear on like who the character is. I wouldn't want to just throw you a character and be like, this is what they look like, now give them a voice. I want to give like some insight to like, you know, their backstory and like description and stuff, and like what they do and shit. Because that's like to me one of the most important parts of acting is like actually understanding the character and like the source and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
You feel that? You feel me?
Yeah,
I do.
You.
Stop feeling me. That's fucking gross. Stop.
Oh.
Sorry, Rebecca. Oh. Josh's roommate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still. I hate that I'm like trying to juggle so many projects at the same time to the point where like I want to do so many things that I don't actually leave myself time to do any of them really that efficiently. Because like I've been doing some art stuff on my Blue Sky, which I really want to keep doing. I've like been thinking about every day, but I have like totally dropped the ball on it because I've been working on Blender, and I'm trying to just learn a bunch of stuff. And I'm working on music and stuff, and I'm working on videos again soon-ish.
Yeah, you've got just a ton.
A
ton. I understand.
But,
there's plenty of things I want to work on as well.
But I don't know, man. I like working.
Yeah.
I like doing things, you know.
You like doing things?
Your ex-wife might know a little bit about that.
What?
How I like doing things.
Like
your ex-wife. Like you remember when you guys invited me over to your house and like I worked on like painting the walls a little bit and I left. Yeah, I like doing things like that.
Gotcha.
I like doing work, you know. Yeah.
Except bagging groceries.
Yeah, I don't. I'm done. I'm done doing that. I don't. That's the one thing I don't like doing.
You're not the grocery guy anymore.
No. I hate fucking bagging groceries. Yeah, I was amazed how many people were like buying cactuses. Not cactuses, but just cactus. They would buy it for like their barbecues and stuff, and I was like, why would you eat this?
Oh, like raw cactus for them to eat?
Yeah, it was like a very popular thing for some reason for people to buy for barbecues. And it was annoying because I have to double bag it each time, so you don't fucking, you're not, so because you're probably an idiot, you're gonna stab yourself by trying to grab the bag the wrong way, even though it has handles. It's not like it's that hard, dude. So I have to double bag it, and I also have to double bag all the meat, and I don't enjoy touching people's meat.
Yeah,
I would
mean,
not
I don't
enjoy
enjoy
that
touching
either.
meat in general, but you know.
I mean, like, I remember when I worked at a grocery store, big thing that they talked about was, especially when it came to meat, was like cross contamination.
Yeah.
So it's like you had to like bag that separately, or like,
You have to double bag shit. You gotta
yeah,
wrap it up in the small plastic bag, and then sometimes even a larger plastic bag, because sometimes those are things that fucking leak for some reason, and then you just sell it anyway. It's just that's how the product is. They don't. No one gives a shit, I guess. And then you can sometimes put that in with a larger bag. But I don't fucking know, dude. It was just so fucking gross to like touch.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But other than that, you like doing things.
I like doing things. I like doing things for myself. I don't like doing things.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't like doing things, putting a lot of time into things for, things that will not really benefit me much, if at all.
Yeah, that
You
makes
know.
sense.
So, just like sanding away my fingertips every day on those fucking rough ass paper bags. Well, the fucking person who owns the company probably like woke up at like 4 p.m. today and like made $1 million
yeah.
and watched SpongeBob. That was their day.
SpongeBob.
That's why for some reason that's why I imagine CEOs do. Well, like it's like they make so much money that they just like sleep in all day and then they watch cartoons and while like the employees just fucking starve and make like
unless they're
one millionth
holding,
of their money.
Unless they're holding banquets and flinging golf balls at people who are trying to throw pies at them.
That's true. Actually, I think that's true. I think most CEOs are probably doing that instead of sleeping in, playing and watching SpongeBob. But I think like our generation is gonna have those people. I think the people who become like billionaire CEOs from our generation are gonna do that. They're gonna sleep until 5 p.m. and watch SpongeBob all day.
What would you do if you were a CEO?
Of what?
Of
I was a CEO of a company.
Microsoft.
Fucking retire and quit my job. And just I'd probably be like, I don't feel like I don't want the responsibility of most of this money. I'm gonna give this to something where it's gonna be used probably. And I'll have a little bit of money. It would be nice to have money so I don't have to like get a job. And
yeah,
I'd probably
that would be fair.
go spend my days like working on things I enjoy. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this on like a previous podcast.
Before you retire, though, please roll back all the bad changes that they made.
Yeah, I'd roll back to Windows 7. It's so cool, guys. You can, dude, listen to this. You can have a fucking screensaver that displays like 3D text of anything you type.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Technically, you can still do that, but like, there's no reason to use a screensaver.
Dude, you should make like if you don't
monitor.
do anything on the computer for a while, it's like 3D pipes.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, there were some really cool screensavers back in the day. There was this one where it was like a guy who was like on like he was like stranded on like a tiny island, you know.
Oh
It would
yeah.
have these random like animations that would happen once in a while, and then it would eventually like he'd get saved, and then sometimes it was like he'd come back. Yeah, that was I didn't experience that firsthand. I was not alive for that time, but I've seen videos of stuff like that, and actually that reminds me. Do you guys remember Petscop, that big like creepypasta ARG thing from like 2019? 2018.
Probably. I've
really.
heard of it. That's about the extent of my knowledge.
It was like it's an interesting project, but I don't like the community. It's one of those things where it's like I actually this is a creator I respect, the guy who made this, but it's like it feels too much like a FNAF type of community for me to like be that invested in it. But he made a new. Well, he released a new project. I think it was on Halloween. In fact, it was an interesting little project. It was like mimicking those like old screensaver things, you know, and like old PC graphics and stuff, you know.
What was it about?
It was like a bunch of these little guys. They like lived on like this tiny island. They would just walk around and do random shit. Like it's like, oh, now they're at the picnic table, and now one of them has a RC helicopter, and it turned out to have like a little bit of like a horror element kind of, or like a internet mystery thing. People are like looking into it super hard. So yeah.
I was about to say, I know there's one that I watched recently. It was something about like, it was this old dinosaur museum, and it was like a game that didn't exist, but he acted like it did exist. I don't remember what his name was, but it was like this cool, like, it looked like, the whole point of it was to make it look like one of those classic like computer games.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And I thought it was really cool. He put a lot of effort into making it look realistic, because it was a point and click thing, so it wasn't a lot of animations, but still.
With like pre-rendered graphics and stuff, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I remember, cool. Remind me to send it to you guys at some point. It's a pretty cool video.
Because it's kind of like Petscop. Petscop was like PS1 stuff, you know. You know.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that? I zoned out for a second.
It's kind of like Petscop. It was like but it was like a fake PS1 game. The guy was like, "Oh, I found this PS1 game," and he was like doing it as like commentary, and then turned into like this bigger mystery.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Game Theory made like the most like dog shit theory of all time. Like once again. Do you guys remember?
Weird in that regard.
I don't personally care for Game Theory. I don't think the guy's a bad guy. I've heard that he's like actually a pretty nice guy, but I think the channel is stupid.
He's retired.
He has. Well, has he fully retired yet? Or I thought.
I think he might have. I don't remember. I remember he was like, "I'm retiring," and then he just showed up in like a bunch of videos and stuff.
Yeah, because I don't think it was going to be immediate. I think he was like, "I'm going to be retiring soon, but not immediately. I've given him my fucking 3 years notice or whatever." But yeah, because I remember they did this, or he did this theory on like Salad Fingers. You remember that old like old animation, you know?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking. I haven't watched.
He did a theory on it, and it was the worst theory ever. And the creator, like 3 weeks later, he was like, "Yeah, nothing in this theory was correct. I don't know what he was talking about." It's like, oh, that's awesome. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I get a little irrationally frustrated about the way he does his theories, because the way he says them is like, he says it's just a theory, but he also says them as if they're like 100% true.
You remember
like he's
when
so confident.
Remember when he made a theory on like an indie game, didn't credit the indie game, what that it was from, and Toby Fox yelled at him, and he never made a theory about Undertale again?
I actually don't remember. No.
I don't remember what the indie game was, but it was essentially like he was talking about like this indie game, but he didn't actually give credit to like credits or links or anything to like the actual indie game. Ooh. So it's like you would have to look it up to actually find it. And Toby Fox got really angry at him and like blasted him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Toby Fox's like Blue Sky?
I haven't.
I have not.
He's posted to his Blue Sky. He's posted some funny little things. I don't know if he still posts to Twitter. I feel like he probably does, but I don't know if it's the same thing as he's posted.
The last thing I ever saw from him was the Carpet song.
Oh, was that on Twitter?
I think so, yeah. That was weird.
There. That was wild. But yeah, no, I saw that one on his Blue Sky. I'm gonna be getting. I'm gonna have to like crop this super close to like the middle of my screen, because I keep getting like Steam notifications. Like, your friend is now playing Tabletop Simulator. It's like, oh great. I
just leave it in. That.
Just leave it in, yeah, so people can see all of the friends I have and how. To be fair, I have like a bunch of Steam friends that like I don't talk to at all.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to it since like 2016, I think. So yeah.
Yep.
That's
Game theory is weird. I used to like it a lot when it was more about applying math and science principles to game stuff and to like
Yeah, I
examine
feel
like
that.
the validity and the physics and all that sort of stuff. And it started getting more lore based, which is like it's
Yes.
fine. I get it. Those videos like are the ones that made more money, and you need money to like live, and so it's whatever.
I feel like it makes sense because naturally, I think that's how this channel was able to survive for so long because it did have like it did last a long time, and I feel like pivoting like that. I fucking see that shit moving, bro. I know you're up there.
I'm not doing anything.
Well, I think if he kept doing the same formula, it probably would have just gotten kind of tired, and people would have not watched as long. But then he changed his formula and didn't change again, and that got tired, and I stopped watching. I stopped watching when I was like 12, to be fair.
So the interesting thing that happened with me is because if you remember, they used to have a ton of YouTubers that were all part of it, and then it mostly just became him and this one other guy called Austin. And Austin did his own show on game theory called The Science. And I really, really, really love The Science because it did exactly what the old game theory stuff was, which was to apply math and science principles to video game stuff. And it's really cool, and I really like it, and I still really like it. A little while back, the only reason I stayed subscribed to Game Theory for years was specifically for his videos. I never clicked on anything like MatPat ever posted on there because I was just like, I don't really care. So I would just ignore the notice unless it was a science video. And I was really happy when when the guy who did the science, Austin, announced, hey, so I'm leaving Game Theory. And I was like, yes! Now I don't have to stay subscribed to Game Theory anymore. So before he did Game Theory, he ran this little channel called Shoddycast. And so he's just migrated back over to there. Yeah, I've been happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I have another question, but I forgot it. I have to check my phone. Oh no! Now I remember. Because I apparently people have been talking about this actually forever. So this isn't really a new topic exactly, but I wanted to ask, what do you guys think of like I guess like when people say like old YouTube was better?
What do you mean?
Like,
just kind of the whole thing like revolving around that. Like people like to compare that stuff. Like how things have changed. Like especially since like I think it's just the like how content has gotten more and more short form over time in certain ways, not really others, but just the way that the whole kind of scape of making videos is like totally pivoted, it feels, you know.
I have some strong opinions on it. I appreciate the fact now that content creation is considered like a very good job in the job market. Like a lot of people are doing it because, you know, the job market's not great right now, and that gives people like the potential to do it, especially people who there are some people who deserve it because they wouldn't have the chance to otherwise. However, it has very much pivoted from, oh, I made this fun thing and I'm sharing it on the internet, to I made this fun thing specifically to share it on the internet to get money.
Yeah.
It's become it's become very saturated with that type of content where certain things you can tell that things are being made specifically to earn money. It's not being made because you enjoy the whole atmosphere of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
My thoughts on it are a little bit twofold, because there are definitely things that modern YouTube does do better that I think sometimes the whole old YouTube was better crowd tends to overlook. Like how over time you have been able to do much longer form content, as like they've upgraded their, like, I don't know, servers or stuff or whatever. And it used to be like nobody would watch a video over 20 minutes, and now you can just upload an hour long, like, video essay or whatever, and it could do well if it reaches the right audience. So that's pretty nice. I will say I don't like, you can definitely feel the air of like sincerity is gone from a lot of what's made nowadays. It's come back a little bit in recent times, like whatever algorithm change they made so that you get like random videos that have 200 views or whatever. But you can definitely tell like older stuff had some sort of just quality to it that is definitely missing from a lot of stuff nowadays, especially when it comes to like content that's meant to be consumed by like younger audiences, because it definitely younger audience stuff is definitely like a lot higher energy. It's like when I was a kid I watched Stampy and I thought that was pretty good. So like, I don't know.
Yeah. I feel very like conflicted about all of it because like I 100% agree that like today I feel like a lot of people are more jumping in on it just for the sake of make money and fame and things like that, which another thing that I like have been thinking about a lot lately is that I just don't like the idea of like people being like famous and trying to get that, because I just don't see the point. I think it like I think just having a lot of fame is kind of like, I don't know, it undermines some of those goals really. And I don't know, I feel like people are way too set on trying to achieve that and get like insane amounts of views, because I feel like you're probably not going to be happy doing that. But also I think to an extent I think content has also improved in a lot of ways, because while there's a lot of just absolute slop made these days that isn't high quality, there's also like a lot of the things that got popular when I was like a kid and that I liked when I was a kid, and you know a lot of other people did, these famous YouTubers, their content like actually sucked. Like it wasn't well made.
Oh yeah.
Like it sucked in the sense that like there was very low production in it. They had the spirit, they were probably just doing it for fun and then maybe became a career. But the thing is, when they're just like doing completely raw footage of them like playing through a video game, that's not good content. That's not really like, I don't know. I feel like it was just kind of low in creativity in a lot of ways. So I don't know. In a way, I'm kind of glad it's moved on from that, but I think that also it would be better if people were making more high effort or high quality content for the sake of, you know, having that and just being able to enjoy it rather than trying to get things from it, which I've said before. But I don't know, that's just kind of my whole take on it. I don't know.
I was going to say, in terms of, it's essentially looking at it from like how we look at it from a 21st century's perspective. Like in terms of time, like there has never been a higher quality of content than the current age.
And it's never been so accessible as is now.
Yes. Like literally everything has a computer on it, and with everything you can access content. Whether that be through YouTube, whether that be like some kind of like streaming app, like literally everything like has a computer.
And it's like very easy to I shouldn't say easy, but it's very accessible to get into making that kind of thing.
Yes.
Which is I don't know, I think that's generally a good thing in my mind. I don't know. Even if it does bring on some bad actors. I think even if it was less accessible, I think that would still bring on certain bad actors who would just get access to that, you know, and try and make money off of it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like making things in general. It's like you can do a lot of things without any budget nowadays. because a lot of popular programs to do things are free. You can make a game in Godot, and that's free. You can do it in Game Maker too, that's free. You can Resolve has a very good free version. In fact, I haven't bought Resolve yet. I'm still on the free version because it has all of the features that I need. And yeah, really almost anything. If you have like even a laptop, you can do a lot of things. It's better to have a more like powerful computer, but even with a laptop or just anything, you can just do things. And I think that's good. And people should try to just do things so that they can have varied experiences in their life. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why
I agree with it. Yeah.
That's why I make videos, because I want to fucking... Are you just on an endless loop?
I don't know.
Man, I think people should just learn to try new things, okay? Always try new things,
agree.
never give up. Try putting it all in red. You never know what's going to happen.
You could win everything.
You could win everything. And hey, you could lose everything, but you're already losing everything if you don't even try.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That is the worst thing to apply.
Put like a
to
Sigma
gambling.
edit over that. Put like that slow like trap beat over it as soon as I finish. Yeah. Oh man.
That reminds me. I've actually been. I don't know why. I think because I saw a YouTube video about it today, but I've also been thinking about it despite the YouTube video, is I want to try and make like casino games in Minecraft to mess around with.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
It would indeed be fun.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Whack. Whack, whack.
Whoa.